Sometimes somebody could just sit down and say, how could the FSA, the NATO-backed terrorists, get any worse? Like, even though they've used an 8-year-old to commit an execution against a Syrian soldier, you wonder, how much lower can this get? Well, here's the answer to that. As if all of this wasn't bad enough, even going as so far as have an 8-year-old commit an execution with a sword, it has been confirmed that 3 foreigners have been taken hostage by the Syrian rebels. Russian embassy has confirmed that 2 Russian civilians have been taken hostage in the Latakia, and the Italian officials say 1 Italian has been abducted as well. So that's now 3 innocent people who have nothing to do with the conflict that have been taken hostage by essentially NATO's own people. Now, the names of the 2 Russians have not yet been revealed. I believe they said that they were going to contact the families, do all of that first before they release the names, even if they are going to release the names at all. However, the identity of the Italian man who's been abducted is 63-year-old engineer Mario Bellumo from Catania in Sicily. So this even is an older gentleman who's an engineer. I mean, he's not a soldier. He has nothing to do with the actual conflict in and of itself. He's just a regular worker, and they've taken him hostage. Now, the 3 men were said to be working for the Syrian-owned, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Hamisho steel plant. So essentially, they're steel workers. Their job is to work on things that are steel, but I assume that as an engineer, he has a much more complicated task. But essentially, these guys are just workers. They're not like important people that you would need to abduct and do these kind of things to. These are like almost regular guys just doing a job. Now, the Italian foreign minister, Giulio Terzi, did have this to say. We are working with the utmost commitment and with the same dedication with which our embassies and consulates give assistance daily to our countrymen in difficulty, including the risky regions and situations. Now, so far in this incident, nobody has claimed responsibility for the abductions. So we don't know like what faction in the terrorist FSA is actually holding these men hostage. Because I assume if we did, because of the political sensitivity of it, that the NATO masters of these terrorists, the NATO countries, particularly the US, would tell them to release them, because this would cause such an incident. Unless it was done on their orders in order to persuade Russia and Italy to get behind the terrorist invasion of Syria. Now, there is more information that is coming out. Meanwhile, Turkish media is reporting that NBC's chief foreign correspondent and Middle East bureau chief, Richard Engel, along with his Turkish colleague Aziz Akyavas, went missing last week. The story went viral on social media while NBC reportedly asked for a media blackout in order to address the situation without endangering the reporters' lives. News of the kidnapping comes not long after it was alleged that Ukrainian journalist and writer Ankar Kokneva was abducted by soldiers from the Free Syrian Army. Now, it has been reported that a month later the kidnappers did release Kokneva with the demands actually being met. Now, in another video, they threatened Russians, Ukrainians, and Iranians that are in Syria. They've threatened those people that are there just working, that they shouldn't be there, and like all this, they're basically threatening civilians. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. To think this is how far they've gone. I mean, this is who these people are, abducting innocent people and then threatening them. And I mean, God knows how many of them have actually even been killed. I mean, we don't even know. There could be some, there could not be some. But this is what they are doing. This is the people that are supporting freedom against the so-called dictatorship of Bashar al-Assad. People who abduct innocent people. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And to just continue parroting how great the FSA actually are is nothing short of ridiculous. I mean, this is what was decried in the media during the invasion of Iraq, when insurgents, defending their country being invaded by the United States, took a soldier or civilian employees or reporters hostage. This is exactly what they did. They would hold them and then threatened to kill them if they didn't get what they want. We remember the 2 Japanese aid workers that were abducted, and that Japan had to back off or they were going to kill them. And there were numerous instances of hostage takings. And the media, the imperialist media, was all over this. This is what the Iraqis are like, and this is why we're here, because of this, and this is inhuman. Yet here we are blatantly with the people that that we're told we're supposed to support doing the exact same thing, threatening the lives of innocent people. They're not even like military contractors. They're not even, they're not people involved in the conflict, and they're still being abducted. I mean, the hypocrisy here is absolutely astounding. The same thing that was decried about Iraqis is now being like just basically ignored here because they're on our side or what have you. It's just absolutely ridiculous. They even like think about this. The NBC chief foreign correspondent, they abducted him. The Western media that's backing them, they abducted an important person from them. The people who are literally lying in their favor, they still abducted him. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling how anybody could support these people. And they seem to be even shooting themselves in the foot on this. But they know nothing's going to happen to them. They've got Washington's blessing. They've got Saudi Arabia's blessing. They've got most of the Middle Eastern powers financially backing them, sending them weapons. They're supported by Israel. They're supported by the United States. They're supported by the UK. They're supported by just about anybody that could really possibly matter. But man, it just goes to show you that's what these people are. They're so brazen as to abduct the propaganda puppets that are even backing them.